Welcome to Cortburg Speaks Retirement, an audio podcast about investing in the stock market, financial planning, money management, and retirement planning. Each Wednesday, we help investors at all stages of life learn how to potentially grow and preserve their money from first job through retirement. Now here's your host, Miguel Gonzalez.
Good morning and welcome to the Cortburg Speaks Retirement audio podcast. On this week's audio podcast, I share some strategies for women to navigate the sandwich generation phase of their life. At a time when your career is reaching a peak and you're looking ahead to your own retirement, you may find yourself in a position of having to help your children with college expenses or the financial challenges of young adulthood, while at the same time looking after the needs of your aging parents. Squeezed in the middle, you're in the sandwich generation, a group loosely defined as people in their 40s to 60s who are sandwiched between caring for their children and aging parents. The fact is, women are the ones who most often step into the caregiving role. As more women have children later in life and more parents live longer lives, the ranks of the sandwich generation are likely to grow in the years ahead. If you find yourself sandwiched between caregiving demands, here are some strategies to help you navigate this life phase. Number one, setting priorities. The day-to-day demands of caring for both an aging parent and children can put a tremendous strain, both emotional and financial, on the primary caregiver. This is especially true when adult siblings or family members don't agree on the best course of action for elder care, don't pitch in to do their share, or don't contribute enough financially to the cost of that care. The first thing to do is to get yourself into the proper mindset. This life phase could last 1 or 2 years, or it could last many more. In any case, try to treat this stage as a marathon and pace yourself so you don't want to start sprinting right off the gate and burn out too soon. Encourage open communication with your family to figure out ways to share the financial, emotional, and time burdens. Hold regular meetings to discuss issues, set priorities, and delegate tasks. Women are often conditioned to believe they have to do it all, but there is no reason why adult siblings, if you have any, cannot share at least some of the workload. It is important for caregivers to get their own financial house in order. Ironically, at the very time you need to do this, the demands of caregiving may cause you to lose income because you have to step back at work through reduced hours, unpaid time off, or turning down a promotion. Here are some tips to get your finances back on track. One is establish a budget and stick to it. Having a realistic budget can help you balance your income and expenses and keep your finances on track. Invest in your own future by putting as much as you can into your retirement plan and avoid raiding it to pay for your parents' care or your child's college education. And also, don't quit your job before exploring other arrangements. If you need more time at home than vacation or personal days can provide, ask your employer if you could telecommute, flex your hours, reduce your hours temporarily, or take unpaid leave. Another option is to enroll your parent in an adult daycare program or hire home health aide to fill the gaps. Some employers offer elder care resource locators or other caregiving support as an employee benefit, so make sure to check. Permanently leaving your job should be a last resort. Time out of the workforce will reduce not only your earnings, but possibly your Social Security retirement benefit as well. And caring for your parents. Talk to your parents about your financial resources. Do they have a retirement income? Long-term care insurance? Do they own their home? Learn the whereabouts of their documents and accounts, as well as the financial professionals and friends they rely on for advice and support. Much depends on whether your parent is living with you or out of town. If your parent lives a distance away, you'll have to monitor his or her welfare from afar, a challenging task. Though caregiving can be a major stress on anyone, distance can magnify it. Daily phone calls or video chats might not be enough, and traveling to your parents' home can be expensive and difficult to manage with your work and family responsibilities. If your parents' needs are great enough, you may want to consider hiring a geriatric care manager who can help oversee your parents' care and direct you to the right community resources, and or a home health aide who can check in on your parents during the week. Here are some things you want to and should consider. Number 1, take inventory of your parent's assets and consolidate his or her financial accounts. Number 2, get a current list of medicines your parent takes and your doctors that he or she sees. Number 3, have your parent establish a durable power of attorney and healthcare directive, which give you legal authority to handle financial and healthcare decisions if your parent becomes incapacitated, and make sure your parent has a will. Number 4, consider consulting a tax professional to see if you might be entitled to potential tax benefits as a result of your caregiving. For example, you might be able to claim your parent as a dependent. And number 5, if your parent's needs are great enough, you might need to go a step further and explore assisted living options or nursing homes. Eventually, you might decide that your parent needs to move in with you. In that case, here are some suggestions to make that transition. One is talk to your parent in advance about both of your expectations and concerns, and this is if they decide to move in with you. If possible, set up a separate room and phone for your parent for some space and privacy. Research local programs to see what resources are offered for seniors. For example, the senior center may offer social gatherings or adult daycare that can give you a much needed break. And ask and expect adult siblings to help out. Siblings who may live far away cannot help out physically on a regular basis, for example, but can make a financial contribution that could help you hire assistance. They can also research assisted living or nursing home options. Do not try to do everything yourself, and keep the lines of communication open, which can go a long way to smooth out running of your multi-generational family. So what about meeting the needs of your children? Again, you're sandwiched. So your children may be feeling the effect of your situation more than you think, especially if they're teenagers. At a time where they still need your patience and attention, you may be preoccupied with your parents' care, meeting your work deadlines, and juggling your financial obligations. Here are some things to keep in mind as you try to balance your family's needs. One is explain what changes may come about as you begin caring for your parent. Talk honestly about the pros and cons of having a grandparent in the house, and be sympathetic and supportive of your children and of your spouse as they try to adjust. Ask them to take responsibility for certain chores, but don't expect them to be the main caregivers. Number 2, discuss college plans. Encourage realistic expectations about the college they may be able to attend. Your kids may have to settle for less than they wanted, or at least get a job to help meet the costs. Teach your kids how to spend wisely and set priorities, financial priorities, that is. Try to build in some special time with your children doing an activity they enjoy. And if you have boomerang children who have returned home, make sure to share your expectations with them too. Expect them to help with the chores above and beyond their own laundry or meal prep. Occasionally, simple caregiving and financial contribution toward the monthly household expenses. And don't forget yourself. Consider your needs. At this stage of your life could last many years or just a few. Try to pace yourself so you can make it all the way for the long haul. As much as you can, try to take and get adequate sleep, eat nutritiously, and exercise, all things that will increase your ability to cope. Do not feel guilty about taking time for yourself when you need it, whether it's a couple of hours holed up with a book, or out to the movies, or longer weekend getaway. When you put your needs first occasionally and look after yourself, you will be in a much better position to care for those around you. Make sure to visit our website, www.cortburgretirement.com. Our site is filled with educational videos, ebooks, publications, and financial calculators designed to help you learn more about your finances. As you search our site, send us a note regarding any questions you may have about any particular investment concepts or products, and we will get back to you quickly with a thoughtful answer. This is Miguel Gonzalez, certified retirement counselor and managing partner with Cortburg Retirement Advisors, signing off for this week's educational podcast.
The opinions expressed and material provided are for general information and should not be considered a solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security. Opinions expressed are subject to change without notice and are not intended as investment advice or a solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security. Please consult your financial professional before making any investment decision. Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Private Advisor Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Private Advisor Group, LLC and Cortburg Retirement Advisors, Inc. are separate entities from LPL Financial. Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal.